Hello there, how's it going? Welcome to day 3, getting started. We are getting our body going, gearing up for a lifetime of health and wellness and fitness. Hopefully all the things that you do here will help build into what you love to do in your everyday life. So go ahead and join me on your mat. We're still in body weight movements all this week, so you don't need to worry about having anything but a comfortable spot and place to work out. Let's start with a child's pose. So put the tops of your feet on the ground. The big toes are together. The knees are really wide. Spread your arms way far forward in front of you, but then slide your shoulder blades back and down. Feel like you're trying to hollow out your armpits and pull your elbow pits up toward the sky. Put your forehead on the ground. Let's rock our head left and right. Just kind of release some tension if you have any in that neck. All right, and then come up to your hands just so that you can pull your knees together, and then we're going to go right back down. So now instead of knees wide, I want your knees together. See if you can get your forehead back to the ground, and then you're going to take your right arm behind you, bring it back, left arm behind you, bring it back, right arm behind, and then in front, left arm behind. Both arms stay up now. Walk both hands to the left, hinge your hips kind of off to the right, and you should feel a little stretch in that right side body, not holding super duper long. Then take your arms to the right, hinge your hips to the left. Again, not holding super duper long. All right, we are going to come forward, hit up some cat-cow, bird dogs, all those animal moves, and then we'll get going. Press into your hands, really drive into that thumb and first finger. I've been talking to you guys about that a lot. I hope you're connecting with that. So all the planking, all the push-ups, whatever else, today we're going to be doing quite a lot of walkouts. That's a lot of pressure in the wrist, and it does take time to build strength there. But really focus on your hand positioning. You wouldn't think about it, but where your hands, wrists, and arms all end up makes a huge difference in the health and longevity of your wrists. So we don't want any overuse injuries. We don't want to put undue pressure in the places on the wrist that aren't built to support our body weight. So think about putting your first finger, that index finger, straight ahead, and then spread that thumb away from you. So you're trying to make a nice big J with the thumb and first finger. Then take a second and push into all the knuckles, and then rotate so that your entire palm is kind of suctioning down, and you feel more pressure on that thumb and first finger than you do on the pinky side. So a lot of times we end up kind of letting the elbows drop out, and then you put all that pressure on that outside of the wrist. Another way to make sure that you keep those wrists flat and the weight evenly distributed is to get the arms set correctly. So if we're putting all the weight into like our shoulder joints or the elbow joints, they're going to fall out to the side. Immediately I can feel pressure on the outsides of my wrist. So you really want to try to pull those triceps back toward the thighs, reach the chest long, and slide the shoulder blades down. So once you push into those hands, tighten into the triceps, you'll feel your back, triceps, and core help support that upper body weight, so it's not all just resting on your wrist bones. Okay, now we're going to do our cat-cow. So take a nice deep inhale. Push your tailbone up toward the sky. Pull your head back. Slide those shoulder blades down. Keep that wrist positioning. Exhale, and then you're going to tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, push into those hands, dome in the upper back, and then really tighten the belly button. Inhale, push the chest forward, tailbone comes up. This feels super good for the spine. Exhale, round, dome through that upper back. Do not lose all that awesome work you can get in the core right here by really sucking and grabbing, pulling that low belly in. As you exhale, you can really get a lot of flexion through that core. Your diaphragm shutting down. Right now we're in our cow. Exhale, and then rotate into your cat. I always have to think about both. What does a cat look like? What does a cow look like? Inhale, push the chest up. This is going to be our last one. Slide those shoulder blades down. Remember, push into that thumb and first finger. Tuck the tailbone, belly button draws back towards your spinal column. Lots of core grab. And then level out through your spine. So you're in a neutral back. We're going to put all the pressure onto our left hand and right knee. Inhale your right arm and left leg up. And then exhale, set it down just where you had it. So double check your arm and leg. I notice a lot of times when we first start doing these that we lose the concept of opposite arm and leg. So if you're finding that you're super unbalanced, you might be lifting your right arm and right leg at the same time, and I want you lifting opposite. So we're contracting the core, we're sliding those shoulder blades back and down. You're lifting, pretending like you're lifting against resistance, like you have elastic bands you're pulling hard against. That belly button stays strong toward the spine. Remember, we're wrapping our triceps to point back at your thighs. Inhale, exhale, switch. Inhale, exhale, switch, but we're going to change it up just a sec. So inhale, and then this time instead of dropping, I want you to take that right elbow in toward your left knee. Find that big belly grab again. We'll just do 3 each side. This is 2. Exhale with that tuck. Inhale, exhale, get lots of core, and done. All right, inhale, bring the left arm up, right leg up. Exhale, draw your knees to elbows. Whew, I feel a big grab, big burn in the core. It's not going to happen by itself. You have to flex. You have to contract, especially at the end of that exhale. All right, done. Let's sit back on our heels, rotate through those wrists. Like I said, we're kind of going to be on them a lot today. So if you struggle with that, you may need to just transition on to another session, and that's totally fine. There are other things you can do. You can walk or push into your knuckles. So if your the tops of your fingers are on the ground, and then you kind of use your thumb as a kickstand. Same thing though, you want to wrap those triceps back, and then this will help just put that wrist in a neutral plane so it's not bent back. It takes some time to build the strength and ability to do that, but if you struggle with wrist pain and wrist issues, I would recommend you trying that. Another option is to grab a set of weights. Try to grab light ones, just because we're going for body weight, and you can use those with your knuckles wrapped around. So you can kind of walk with those. I say walk because today we're doing some walkout stuff. Or in your plank, you can put your wrists on those, and sometimes that helps offer some support to that range for your wrists. Okay, so what we're going to do is hit up a downward facing dog. Spread those fingers wide again, how I just told you, push into the thumb and first finger, curl the toes under, and then you're going to push the hips up and back. Pull the elbows so they point back at your toes. Hollow out those armpits. So if you feel like you're sucking your armpits up into the shoulder sockets, then you should feel a little bit more broadening across your back, and you can kind of drive that chest even deeper toward the thighs. Bend your right knee down, then straighten it and bend the left. So make sure that you're putting pressure in your back, upper back, and your core. Very minimal work in the shoulders, and there's nothing going on in the neck. In fact, you can shake your head around and make sure you're not holding tension there. To get it out of your neck, you really got to push that butt up in the air and drive into the hands so the chest is pushing back toward the thighs. All right, level off through your feet. Keep driving the chest back toward the thighs. Grab the core super duper deep. And then I'm going to have you take your legs a little bit wider, about the width of your mat. Drive those heels down. And we're going to go ahead and walk our hands back toward our feet. So still, again, focus on pressing into the back, not putting work into the shoulders. If you're tight, you can bend your knees as you come in. I'm actually quite tight and sore today from a leg workout I did yesterday. So this is a good day to get my hamstrings all flushed and stretched out. Grab through that core, go ahead and come all the way up. Bring the arms up overhead. Take a nice deep breath. All right, and then we're going to get started with our first set. So we're going to do a walkout plank. We are going to do 10 of them. Okay, so you can keep your feet wide if you'd like, or if you feel like you have a little bit more flexibility and control of the core, keep them narrow. First thing, slide shoulder blades back and down. Second thing, grab that core. Hinge forward, plant your hands, and you're going to start slowly putting pressure into the back, right, through those hands, and always grabbing through the core, trying to keep the hips super level. Come forward into your plank. So your shoulders wrap down the spine, elbows point back at your toes, tuck the tailbone under, and pull through that belly. Then, just like somebody is pulling you up through your core, but it's your core, you're walking your hands all the way back. Come all the way up to standing. That's one. We're going to do 9 more. Walk forward, wide hands, tuck into that plank, press into those hands, feeling the back and the core do the work, pulling you back up. 2, hinge forward. Walk it out. Keep flexion in the back by pulling the elbows back toward your toes. And lift. Here we go, 4. Focus on what you're feeling. Use that core to lift. Upper middle back is as flat as possible. If you need to bend those knees, this is kind of what it looks like, but still keep those hips as level as possible. Get that plank, then you're totally fine to push back. Your knees will bend in. Come up. Here's 6. Belly strong. Try to use that core all down the spine, all through the rib cage. 7. Shoulders over wrists. Push into that thumb and first finger. Drive back. Starting 8. Tuck it in. Belly strong. Drive it back. 2 to go. Shoulders over those wrists. Tailbone tucks in. You drive it back. So you build the intensity on this by grabbing deeper through all those different muscles. Isometric contractions, hugging the muscle to the bone. And come on up. Perfect. Okay, stay up. There was our 10. We're going to go into a squat. So widen your feet. You're going to hinge your hips back. Squat it down. 10. Push up through those heels. 9. Chest stays tall. Drive through the heels to get the glutes. 5. 4. 3. Remember, you find the range that works for you. 2. And 1. Okay, we are going to do a walkout push-up. So we figured out our walkout. We're going back into that. Once we get to our push-up position, we're going to take a little bit of time to build on that appropriately. So go ahead and bend forward. Walk out with those hands, just like we did. Keep your hands nice and narrow. Now, you really want to get the body forward, just like you're in a plank position. Elbows squeeze next to the rib cage, and you're going to drop down, elbows squeeze in, tailbone tucks, and then press up. Your goal is to try to keep those hips level, so they should not sag as you're pushing back up. It is a difficult push-up. It requires a lot of tricep strength. So what we're going to do, we're going to walk out, and we're going to give 5 push-ups in a row. So I'm going to show you some ways that you can get those push-ups done. If you're already strong enough to bang them out, you can just get some extra reps while I'm explaining. So you walk out, 5 push-ups, walk back. And we're going to do that 3 rounds. Okay, so once you walk out, you're in your plank position. Option is totally you can drop the knees, bring those elbows in. So the biggest thing I want you to work on is really building the strength in the triceps to bring the elbows in. So then you would push up and then walk back. So let's go ahead and walk back together. Okay, keep some sort of movement and rhythm going. Hinge forward, walk those hands out. Here's another option. So you have your plank, pull the elbows in. Don't drop onto your knees yet. Get all the way down, then drop onto the knees. Tuck the tailbone and push up from the knees. That's another option. And then walk back up. Like I was saying, the biggest deal is to make sure, I actually even did all that wrong, but is to make sure that your triceps are held in tight, the elbows held in tight. The reason I said I did it wrong is because I want 5 on the bottom. So here we go. Set 1 appropriately. Walk your arms forward. Spread through those hands. Squeeze elbows back. So whatever variation you would like to try, I'll go ahead and do it on my knees with you if that's what you're doing. So press down and up. Range is up to you. 2, tailbone tucks. 3, 2 more. 4, pay attention to where you're pushing into those hands. 5, and then walk back. Come all the way up. So we're going to take a little teeny weeny break. And then we're going to go down, walk into those hands. So we're going 3 rounds. If you need, you can drop down and push up on your knees. Belly strong. These are tough for me as well. 4, 5. Grab with that core and then walk it back. Bring your body all the way up. Drop it forward. Push into those hands. Slowly walk it out. Elbows squeeze in tight. Maybe drop down on your toes, up on your knees. 2. Keep the tailbone tucked, that core strong. 3, 4, 5. Awesome job. Legs straighten, then walk back. Okay, that was our third. So now we're going to build onto our squats. If you would like to stick with squats, those 10 squats up and down, go for it. Otherwise, if you're ready with me, we're going to hit a jump squat. Squat down, jump up. Squat down, jump up. 3, we're doing 10. Use your arms to kind of help. Core stays strong. Your knees still line with the toes. 8, 9, and 10. All right, nice work. Coming on up. Shake it out. And then we're going to move into a new set. Go ahead and lie all the way down on the ground. We'll take a couple seconds. Tug those knees into the chest. Push-ups and walkouts, add it up. Good work. Okay, so we're going to do a type of a sit-up. And what this is it's building us up for one of my favorite moves, which is a get-up. So a get-up is getting up off the ground without using your hands. So ultimately, you would kind of get your knees back toward your chest. You swing in, and then you come up, all right? But we're going to do the build-up to get there. We're not even going to worry about getting into our get-up today. So instead, what we're going to do is a throw-up crunch, or a throw-up sit-up, okay? So your knees are going to be back, arms are going to be here. Bring your legs down, and then let your arms throw you through, right? So you are throwing those arms, but I want you to focus on contracting deep through that abdomen. Low back connects, legs come up, flex through that core, heels down, throw it up. All right, let's go 7 more. Inhale, exhale, throw it up. Find that core. Good job. So what we're wanting to do is actually build momentum here. Normally we don't, but because we're ultimately going to get all the way up off the ground, we're building momentum to help hoist that body up. 3, 2, looking good. 1. Okay, go ahead and bring yourself up, and we're doing one more walkout, starting at the back of our mat. One more is not really the adequate way to say it. It's one more set of walkouts. So back over the back of that mat, hinge over those legs. You know what's coming now. Walk into those hands, spread your fingertips nice and wide. Now, once we get into our plank, we're going to shoulder tap. We've done these before. Tap right hand, left shoulder, left hand, right. 2, we're going 10 each side. 3, 4, 5, 6, keep that tailbone tucked. 8, 9, 10, if you can't guess, we're walking back. Come up, we're gonna add in a set of 10 squats. Hinge back and down. 10, 9, 8, 7. Drive through those heels, core strong, chest tall. 3, 2, 1. Back into our walkout. Once we get to the bottom, hit up that shoulder tap, widen those toes, tuck the tailbone, hands right underneath those shoulders, and tap. Remember your wide fingers. Where are you pressing into those hands? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Grab with that core, walk it back. Okay, I'm going to go jump squats. Your choice. You can stick with squats if you'd like. Sink it down, explode up. 4, 8, core stay strong. Last one. All right, one more time. Walking it out. Push into those hands. Feel the back. Get your plank set and tap. 2, 3. Tailbone tucks under. You have to get that belly grab. 7 and 10. Push those hips up. Walk it back. 10 squats or jump squats. Sink, explode. And here's 10. Awesome. Okay, we're going back onto the ground and we're going to work into an extra component of our throw up sit up. Okay, so we built that momentum. Go ahead and bring both legs up. Find your low back press into the ground. Arms overhead. This time you're going to throw and crisscross your legs and twist up and come right back down. Okay, extend the legs out, throw, twist the other way. So now left leg is on top of the right and twist up. Okay, I'll do it a couple more times, then you join me. Legs come back, arms overhead, throw it up, twist, come up, rotate back down. Work from the core. You're twisting from the core. Come back. We're going to twist left over right. Arms throw, twist, and drop. Okay, here we go. We're going to go 10 each side. We'll take our time. Come back, arms up. Remember this time when we throw forward, you're twisting that right ankle over the left. Throw it up, twist, come up like a bear pose, drop it back down, roll to the ground. This time left leg over the right. Throw it up, twist, and come back down. It'll all make sense eventually. That's one. Right leg in front, twist to the right. Rotate back down through that core. Left leg over, twist to the right. Drop. There's 2. Right leg over, twist to the left, rotate back down, throw it up, and twist. 3. Right leg over. Find that bear pose. Rotate down. Make sure you're in the back and the core. Left leg on top, twist, come down. That was 4. Right leg over. Twist and contract. Come back down. Left leg over. Twist to the right. Come back down. 5 to go. Throw it up, twist. Push into those hands. Take the time to feel that core contract. Left leg on top. Contract. 4 to go. Right leg over. Flex it in. Twist. Roll back. We are definitely using momentum. A lot of times we don't. But for this guy, we will. Right leg on top. twist, rotate. Here we go. Twist, contract. Bring it back and down. Right leg on top. Flex it in. Gets into those obliques. Left leg on top. Push. Last time each side. Find your tabletop. Hoist. Twist and grab. Last time to the right side. Left foot over the top. Contract and lower. All right, bring it back down. I'll show you real quick where we're going with all this. So as you hoist and that right leg comes over and you twist, contract through the core, we're going to be pushing back. I'm going to run into my bench and then coming up, okay? So obviously we're using our hands right now, but this is that build up. We'll be pushing back in, rotating down, and then doing same thing, other side. Contract, push back, and lift. So we're going to build on that to be able to get to where we fully come up and fully sit down without using those hands. All right, so good work today. Go ahead and lie on your back, hug your left knee into the chest, extend your right leg long on the ground. Let those hips level off. So just feel that pelvis push into the ground. Flex the toe back toward your shin, hug the knee into the chest really tight. And then take that left knee, push it over to the right side of the body, and the left hand goes out on the ground, palm on the ground. So the pressure of that right hand is kind of pushing into the knee. Get some stretch through that left glute. Maybe you'll get a little pop in the lower back. Try your best to push that left back side of the shoulder into the ground. Okay, using the core, bring that left knee into the chest. You're going to cross that left ankle on top of the right knee. Interlace your hands behind the right thigh. Flex both feet. Pull the knees into the chest, and you're creating this figure 4, right? Like how you draw the number 4. Pull from behind that thigh. Push your left elbow into the left knee to kind of get some more push away from the chest on that left side. Then you'll feel that left inner thigh and left glute stretch. Good stuff. One of the best stretches. Okay, keep that left foot crossed over. All we're doing is extending the right leg up straight. So depending on how flexible you are, it may be way out here, that's fine. Just grab your hands around the thigh. Try to get that stretch and straightening through the back of that right leg. Flex the foot, and you just pull it back as far as you need until you have that good hamstring stretch. So if you're more flexible, you can keep your head on the ground, maybe grab behind the calf. Really drive those hips into the ground though. You want to keep those hips level on the ground. Okay, keep your legs crossed how they are. Just put your right foot back on the ground. And you're going to drop your left sole of the foot over to the right. So try not to walk your right foot at all. That should be out from your right hip. And then just drop both legs over until the sole of that left foot is on the ground. So you should feel a little bit of pull. Some of us feel more than others. It's actually a really great alignment stretch. So even if you don't feel a lot, I highly recommend hitting it. Just let that left knee kind of drop toward the right foot. So it's opening away from your torso. And this is actually really good for that thoracic spine and up through the back. We worked that back a lot today. Hopefully you felt a lot more in the back and that rear delt, the back of the shoulders, than you did up in your neck. That is the goal. Okay, open or bring your legs back to center. And now we're going to drop the left leg straight, right knee into the chest. Hug it in nice and tight. Flex both feet. Should feel pretty good on that low back. Kind of gently push it toward the ground. And then take the right knee over to the left. You're going to put your right arm out on the ground, palm on the ground. Keep the right back of the shoulder on the ground as you push the right knee over to the left. You don't have to overdo it, just whatever feels good for you, but really try to keep that right shoulder pushed down into the ground. All right, bring it back to center. You're going to cross that right ankle over the left knee. Interlace your fingers behind your left thigh. Get that pelvis straight. Legs are straight on. Create that figure 4. And then pull the knees in toward the chest. Both feet are flexed, and you're pushing that right elbow kind of into the right knee. Push the pelvis into the ground. Shoulder blades into the ground. And then keep that foot crossed over, that right ankle crossed over, straighten through the left. Make sure you're still leveled off through those hips. And then just like on the other side, find whatever position that you can get that hamstring stretch, right? That straight leg on the left side. If that means that you're out here, that's fine. If you have an available strap or jump rope or t-shirt or towel, you can loop that around your foot and help hold support in that stretch. If you want some more stretch days, go find the stretch videos. I have one, like 20-minute one, and then the everyday move sessions get pretty stretchy as well. So enjoy those. Pull that toe back, level off. Okay, remember we want to keep that right ankle on top of the left knee, just how it is. Just drop left foot onto the ground. Make sure it's still lined up from your hip. Both arms out on the ground, palms on the ground. Rest your head. And then that right foot just slowly drops to the ground, that whole left leg with the right foot attached. So you're going to put the right sole of the foot on the ground and then drop that right knee toward your left foot. And then just hang out here. Try to remind the hips that they're supposed to be even. We grab through that core, bring the legs back up to center. You can unwind. We are going to flip over onto our knees, and we're going to get a back stretch just a little bit deeper through the back. So put your feet and your knees together. Drop your hips on top of those heels. You're going to take both hands to the left, and your hips kind of rock out to the right a little bit. So you can kind of take that right butt cheek and place it outside the right heel, and then walk your hands as far as they'll go to the left, and you push into them, then pull that shoulder down, and you'll feel your stretch along that right side of the back. Definitely got into that back today. All right, and then we'll switch it up to the other side. So now rock your hips outside the left heel, walk your hands to the right, and really push into that left hand, feeling that left shoulder drop. Get that stretch all underneath the left arm, through your armpit, and down the lat. All right, come back to center, sit back on your haunches, or you can lift your hips if you'd like. Interlace your hands behind the back, open the chest, and then if you would like, just add in a little fold over those legs. Roll those shoulders down away from the ears, push the knuckles away from you, and then come on up. All right, fantastic work. You did great. Keep working on those tricep push-ups and walkout planks, and I will see you tomorrow.